Well, hello, what's up? We be back. Again, this is the third video for today. You guys are welcome. Now we're gonna test again 1v1 with Echo right here. And now we're gonna test the tier 3 unit, the new one. This is right here. It looks pretty nice. I already did the video in small part. And we're gonna test it against shields, because it seems that the unit does very well against shields. So I'm just curious. The fourth skill is a doctrine, so don't worry about it. I cannot show you doctrines, it's bugged, I don't know why. PTR test server. Anyway, you go ahead, you press V or 1, up to you. They get into this position and they shoot. Now we're gonna shoot normally and see if we can breach them. They shoot fire arrows, that's why they're shooting. So you can see that we bleed them out and we do a little bit of damage there. We do damage, which is very impressive for a range unit. So practically I'm a bit worried, because if shield units can't block range units, then who will? Then who the hell will? Now they don't have mobility, obviously, when they put themselves down. Now I'm gonna ask Akko, do you get any damage?
Yeah, I get some damage.
Okay, some damage. Okay. Now this is the range, which is pretty good. And you can see the bleeding and everything.
They're almost half now.
The thing is that you cannot use the third skill. To use the third skill, he has to get closer. So we're gonna put him closer. We're gonna tell him to get closer. I don't know the range, to be honest. There it should be fine. I still cannot use the third skill. So closer, a little bit closer.
What this is really annoying.
Oh, this is the range. So if the enemy team is this close to you, you press the third skill after a few shots, and we do this. You snipe the units with ease. Now
I lost 15 now.
Now this is nice, I guess, per se, but if you're this range against the melee units, this is extremely risky. And remember, you don't have mobility. You literally don't have mobility. And the third skill is pretty long CDR. But your range is amazing, so sure. Let's try some tier 4 units. Practically, the range is massive. It's really massive, but you cannot use the third skill without the enemy getting close to you. You do damage to shield units, but you don't really kill them. The shield units has to get close to you. If the shield units get close to you, you can use the third skill. So it's, let's just say it's a high risk unit with very high rewards. But that it depends how you play it, your teammates and stuff like that. You can see that I do some damage. A little bit of damage you do it, but it's not really something huge, I guess. Shield units still gonna block it, but you do break them a little bit. So 12 soldiers per unit, it's not really something intense, but I guess they compensate for the range. Look at this range. Look how far I can actually reach. That's where I cannot reach. That's where I can reach. So this is higher range than longbows, most likely. So the range is great, the damage is not so bad, it's a blue unit, but they only 12 in number. So some people already said they're gonna be broken. They won't be broken. Stop saying that. Stop listening to all the animals on goddamn Discord who just see the unit and they're just gonna cry about it. The unit, in my opinion, it's fine. You literally have to get this close to use the third skill. And look at this. To do this, to burn the enemy alive, you have to get really close to the range unit. Like, you have to put them very close to the enemy. So this, it's very complicated and very unrewarded. But the damage, it's not bad. It's really not so bad. I guess you can snipe units around the map. You could do that, but in the rest, yeah. It's a tier 3 unit. I will say that their number should be a bit increased, maybe from 12 to 14, I think, because I don't know, it's gonna be really hard that in big blob fights you're just gonna put them in front of the enemy like this and say, yeah, let me just kill everyone. Let's try another shield unit a bit stronger, and then we can go to the Spartan. Just keep straight to the Spartan after Myrmidons, because it's kind of pointless. So you do some damage against units, which is beautiful. That's very nice, but
if I may add something, the really interesting part is the CC that they're getting knocked back, and that's really annoying because you can attack them.
Oh,
that's
so
actually really good.
The enemy, if you see the enemy, that's really nice.
Yeah,
So I guess
that's
in
really
big
good.
fights they still can do very well at distance.
But because look, if I charge, I think you can stop my charge.
Oh yeah, you can.
Look, look, I'm gonna charge now.
Go ahead.
You
Oh
see
yeah,
that?
you can stop the charge actually. You can actually stop the charge, yes. That is pretty dope. That is pretty dope. I
In
guess
my
it's gonna
opinion,
be...
that's the best part of them, yeah.
I guess this is gonna be a very, very risky unit. Very good. I think it's gonna be pretty nice, but very risky. Let me try one thing before we pull up the Spartans. Against shields, they do some damage, but try Iron Reapers first and then Spartans, actually.
Oh yeah, I thought you wanted to try the sergeants first.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm gonna try something first, though. I'm gonna try to see if I can bombard the enemy ram, or, you know, the enemy ram or the enemy siege tower. So I'm gonna put him very close, because to set the third skill on fire, you need to be very close. Yeah, you have no choice. They're very slow, by the way. They are very slow, so be careful with that. I don't think it's a broken unit. It has many problems. It just has many problems. I'm gonna shoot here a little bit and see if I can stack the third skill or not. I don't think it's gonna stack. You do 200 damage per hit, which is... it's cool, I guess. But no, the third skill is not gonna stack. It's not gonna stack. So this is completely just useless. So we're gonna test a little bit against these bad boys. We're gonna get close to them. And then we'll test the Spartans block, because I'm really curious. You have to be very close to the enemy. And this, in my opinion, it's probably the highest risk you can have. Like, the damage is nice, and the more you stack your arrows and then you press third skill, you do more damage. But I don't know, you can get wiped out pretty easily. So yeah, it's a range unit that you can be very annoying. Maybe you can snipe other range units, that is very possible. But I don't really find it the best in big blob fights, or, you know, 1v1 or anything like that. I don't think it's possible. So you gotta be very careful. I'm still gonna use them though, because I gotta try. I'm gonna make even a video about it. Let's try a little bit of Spartans. We're gonna get the Spartans a bit close, and we're gonna test out if we can break the Spartans. Let's just say there is a big blob fight, and you know, you're a little bit behind. You need to get a little bit closer. This range right here, I think the third skill range should be a little bit increased, my opinion. But the beautiful part is you actually CC the Spartans. Look at this. Not only that you do a little bit of damage, but you actually CC them. But I miss like 90% of the shots, Joe. Their accuracy is pretty low.
So they are half now. So some of them are half. That's actually not bad.
Okay, get closer, get closer. You can kill Spartans, in my opinion. I think you can kill Spartans. If you succeed to get close to them and press third skill, boom, you can actually kill Spartans. You actually could. But obviously in a fair fight, if you don't get defended, you're just gonna get run down. And remember, you don't have mobility. You really don't have mobility, so they can run you down. So it's a high risk unit. It's a range unit anyway. It's not broken, guys. It's not broken. Stop saying that. I'm begging you. Don't listen to those guys on Discord. It's not broken. I think it's a very unique unit, and it's not so bad. Let's try a little bit against Iron Reapers. Let's just try a unit that it's not really full shielded, but very tanky, and see how that's gonna do. Now, in my opinion, I'm gonna say this. I think they have a very nice range. Their damage is not bad. Their third skill is pretty awesome, but the third skill is very hard to use. They have no mobility, and they only 12 in number. So they have their strength and their weakness, which is cool. In my opinion, it's cool. Alright, let's do a little bit of shots here. Then he's gonna get closer once we stack a little bit of shots. The more arrows you throw, the more damage you do with the third skill. So get a little bit closer, put the flail on so you don't attack. It has to get very close. Like, you have to get very, very close for you to use the third skill, to be honest, like this. You have to get very close. I think the beautiful part about this unit is that you throw enemy behind. Like, you CC them or you push them away. But the damage is not bad. And remember, it's a blue unit. In my opinion, the number should increase a little bit though. Like from 12 to 15 maybe. Yeah, because the flaming arrow, it's very tough to use. It's really tough to use. But the unit is pretty fun. Like, it's actually pretty fun. And I don't think it's broken at all. Not even a bit. Literally not even a bit. You just have to defend them like crazy though. You have to defend them a lot. Well, it will be like that. This is the new tier 3, by the way. We're gonna take them into a battle maybe tomorrow, like play against bots, because that's what PTR is. And just to give it a shot. As I say, the range is beautiful, the damage is not bad, but it's just so risky. It's just so risky to just do something. Doesn't matter what you break or anything, just... The third skill you cannot use it, because you need to be close to the enemy. So... it's tough. I think it's pretty tough. But anyway, the unit is awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I'm looking forward for this season, man. I'm actually looking forward for this season. Not gonna lie. Look at that. Beautiful. I really love the thing that when it's just boom. It's actually really nice. Really nice. Anyway, this is it pretty much about the new tier 3. Looks pretty good. And let's hope that's not getting too much buffs, because probably it will. Probably it will. Oh, one more fire arrow. It's beautiful that you can deal with shields though, but I don't know if that's a good idea for range units. I have no clue. Anyway, I see you guys in the next one. Take care.